sitting in fourth in the CCIW. The top 4 teams will make the tournament. North Park unbeaten 4-0-1. The Vikings are 10-0-3 overall. That one tie, by the way, came to Elmhurst here on October 1st in a scoreless affair. Carthage sits in second, 10-5-2. They're 3-1-1. Illinois Wesleyan also 3-1-1, with an 8-6-1 overall mark. Then it's Elmhurst 2-1-2. Wheaton 2-2-1. North Central 1-2-2. Augustana 1-4, and Millikin 0-5. Elmhurst already with a corner kick opportunity here. So we come up on just over 2 minutes into the matchup. The Blue Jays looking to strike first. It will challenge Sam Nesselman, a senior netminder for the Big Blue. Corner kick upcoming, chipped up in the vicinity of Brian McMahon, and sent back out to midfield where it's settled down by Tyler Ferry. David Griggs carries into the offensive end. Griggs into the act again as it's played away by the Big Blue. I'm Tim Calderwood with you on Blue Jay TV. This is our final men's soccer broadcast of the year. But a couple of programming notes for you. We will have some live video coming your way on Saturday night in a road football game. North Central and Elmhurst here on Blue Jay TV. We'll have live video of that for you. Also on the slate, Tuesday, the CCIW volleyball play-in match. Elmhurst hosts Illinois Wesleyan at 7 o'clock. Brett Harper changing course. Leading into the offensive end where it is settled down by Thurman, sent into the box and steered away. Millikin trying to control some time here in the first half. 41-15 on this Wednesday evening here in Elmhurst. Barons Park situated off campus. Surprised we don't see any penguins roaming around with the weather conditions today. Matt Sterner briefly in to bother Bobby Fecker. Chad Jones, the head coach of the Big Blue. Rough season for Millikin. Sam Nesselman has it at his feet. Nesselman has played in 14 of the 15 matches this year. 2.43 goals against average for the senior. He hails from Neenah, Wisconsin. Suburb of Green Bay. Kyle Wright twisting away. Right with the left foot. Onside is Sterner. No. Flag in the air at the last moment. Sterner caught off as we near 5 minutes into the first half. No shots so far. Elmhurst and Millikin scoreless in men's soccer action. Blue Jays will wrap up the season Saturday in Rock Island, Illinois against Augustana at 3:30. Blue Jays very much in the hunt to return to the CCIW tournament. Other action today, Augustana at North Central, North Park at Carthage, Illinois Wesleyan at Wheaton. Big one for Illinois Wesleyan and Wheaton. Then on Saturday, the CCIW tournament will be decided on the final day of the regular season. Wheaton's at Millikin, Carthage at Illinois Wesleyan, North Central at North Park. CCIW tournament opens on Wednesday with the semifinals. Saturday is the CCIW tournament final. Ball in the midfield. Stewart Ball to the left edge. This is the first opportunity for Millikin on the offensive side of things. Broken up momentarily by Kyle Wright. Settled down by David Velasquez. And he will give it up to Brian McMahon. 38-43 first half. Blank sheet so far. Kyle Wright will dance across midfield and push to Ken Miller. He will serve it up looking for Sterner in the box. And it's chipped back up towards Wright. Wright is flanked defensively by the Big Blue. Jameis Walton with a challenge defensively. 38 minutes remaining into the box. Headed free. Ball twisted ahead towards Velasquez on the move. If you're looking for individuals today, Millikin's leading scorer is Stuart Ball. 4 goals this year. 8 total points. After him, it falls down to Kevin Price. You look at the Big Blue, only 4 individuals have tallied points this year. Ball and then Price. Ryan Snyder with 3. And 1 from Jack Graves. That has been all for the Big Blue. Wright able to slow it up. Turns upfield. Off the chest of McMahon. Towards Ken Miller, and he will blast it over the crossbar. First shot of the match. 37 minutes even. Walton into the middle. And out of play. We welcome in Kevin Jude to the broadcast. In this first half of a scoreless matchup between Elmhurst and Millikin.
Blue Jays were able to utilize their speed a great deal against Wheaton, Tim, to get a couple of those goals. Let's see if Elmhurst can find some odd man rushes again tonight against the Big Blue.
4 goals against Wheaton, a season high total for the Blue Jays. Previous best had been 3 on 2 separate occasions. It's an Elmhurst squad that really struggled at the end of September, did not score a goal from September 18th all the way up until a 2-2 draw against Carthage. And we will have a foul just outside the box, providing the Blue Jays with a golden opportunity. It's Elmhurst in the white, Millikin in the royal blue.
Great scoring opportunity for the Blue Jays right here. Direct kick just outside the box. Let's see if this is going to be Matt Sterner. Sterner, a strong, accurate leg. He's got the ability to bend that ball nicely around the wall. He's done it several times this year already on free kicks. And Sterner and McMahon are there. Now Sterner.
Sterner into the back of the net for the goal. Matt Sterner off the free kick as if on cue from Kevin. His team best 8th goal of the season. Sterner, the senior out of Naperville, hands Elmhurst the 1-0 lead less than 10 minutes into the matchup here today.
Goal number 8 for Matt Sterner. I want to pat myself on the back, but call that one a little bit. It's a very dangerous play. Sterner is so good at bending that ball. Perfect position on that shot. Nothing that really Millikin could do on that one.
David Zimmerman will give chase. Headed away by Ken Miller. And Jameis Walton will lob it into the feet of Grant Edwards. Here comes Elmhurst looking to challenge again. Sterner's offside. Barely. But the linesman with the flag in the air and the officiating crew today, Kevin.
Our officiating crew in the center tonight, it's Anthony Visoli, Greg Dopka, and Rick Gianti are the 2 linesmen.
10 minutes into the matchup, Elmhurst up a goal. The Blue Jays scoring on a free kick from Matt Sterner, his 8th of the year. Now it's Madison. He'll play wide towards Thurman. Thurman on the move. Leading Brett Harper on the right side.
Thurman in this position last week, Saturday against Wheaton. Set up a great goal. Actually, Thurman worked around 2 defenders, Wheaton defenders on Saturday, spinning his way free and then finding a wide open Brian McMahon for the Blue Jays' fourth and final goal.
Austin Haast has a go to the left post, off the head of Sterner, and headed just wide as well. The flag came up at the last moment, perhaps one too many. Now they're going to say it was a corner kick, what the flag came in the air for.
Maybe just off of a Millikin defender. Maybe the goalkeeper got his hand on it as it crossed the line.
And so Matt Sterner, who owns the goal, will head towards the far side of the field with 33-23 left in the half. Elmhurst already up a goal. Sterner with the kick. Well overshoots the box. It's headed onward by Haas. Back out towards Madison. He'll spin it into the air. And it's cleared away. Chased down by Wright. Wright locates McMahon. Here's Haas. Haas targeting Thurman on the far side. A swing and a miss. And it'll be bumped out of play.
Thurman to throw it in for the Blue Jays. He's got the ability to toss it right into the box.
Headed on by McMahon into the arms of Nesseman in goal. Kevin Price attempting to counter for Millikin.
Blue Jays with an excellent chance to get themselves back to the CCIW tournament after missing it last season. Kind of win and you're in, win out here, and the Blue Jays will be in. 2-1-2. 2 ties on the season, those coming to North Park, who currently sits atop the CCIW standings. Also a tie against Carthage College, only lost to Illinois Wesleyan. The big win coming Saturday against Wheaton. Millikin tonight, they close up with Augustana on Saturday on the road.
Here's Griggs into the offensive end. Pushing out to the right side towards Harper, and McMahon trudges in and heads it over the crossbar.
All right, they've been aiming for Brian McMahon. That's the third header by McMahon. He's put 2 on goal, that one just high.
Why not when you're stand 6'3"? An easy target to spot. Thurman overruns it momentarily. He'll play it back towards Tyler Faring. Faring looks up. He'll zoink it down Main Street. And Bobby Fecker retreats. Ryan Schneider. Knocked away by Kyle Wright. All the way into the box for Nesselman. Challenged momentarily there by Sterner. Here's Wright again at midfield. Retreating towards Haas. Griggs ahead to Madison with some room. Madison twists his way around ball. So we near 15 minutes into this first half. It's Elmhurst up a goal. Thurman towards Madison. He was looking for Harper. In comes Thurman, recovering with the right foot and high. .29:40 remaining. Matt Sterner's free kick has handed Elmhurst a 1-0 advantage here in the first half. A little bit of a miss hit there from Velasquez and a foul against Elmhurst.
Blue Jays out shooting Millikin 6-0 in the early part of this game. Don't believe John Reglin's touched the ball in net for the Blue Jays yet.
Maybe an opportunity here for the charging Kevin Price. Still in play, and Kyle Wright will play it into the box. McMahon looking upfield. Trying to find the speed of Sterner, and offside again.
All right, that had to be even closer than the last one. Sterner putting his hands up saying, what did I do? That ball had to be served in before he broke free. Excellent job by Brian McMahon right in front of us to keep that ball in play. Almost springing Sterner free for a breakaway.
Off the chest of Thurman. McMahon will try to turn. Driving right. Right across midfield. And no one home as it will trickle into the box.
Well, miscommunication between Sterner and Wright that time.
Thurman put it past Brett Harper. And Elmhurst will try to come up and pressure to lock it in, looking to build on the 1-goal advantage. Velasquez with McMahon on him defensively. He'll play it out. Last touch by the Big Blue. .27-20 to play first half. Sterner trying to make a play for himself. Chips it up into the box for McMahon with a right foot off to the left. A lot of opportunities here for the Blue Jays early on.
Blue Jays keeping the pressure on, Tim. 7-0 now, a shots advantage. A couple others where it could have been more if they had been able to stay on side.
Well, and it's not just the 7-0 shot. It's that every time they come up with a shot, it's a good opportunity. 3 shots on goal here early. McMahon, airborne towards Ken Miller. Into the box, cleared away.
Good idea by Kenny Miller looking for the far post.
Thurman will shoot one to the right.
Sterner was cutting in far post, was right there for a header, but broken up nicely by Millikin.
.26-20 to play first half. Harper ahead towards Thurman. On the move. Thurman waiting. Back to Harper towards the corner. Stephen Eads is on Harper defensively. Served up into the box. Put on. And a save made by Nesselman. Brian McMahon again for the Blue Jays.
Calling Brian McMahon's name an awful lot here in the first half. At least his 4th shot of the half for the Blue Jays.
And one of the interesting things about Brian McMahon this year is he's been used on both the offensive and defensive ends.
Traditionally a midfielder for the Blue Jays, usually one of those guys who can help you offensively because of his size. But with a few injuries early this season, he was called upon to play in a sweeper position actually for the Blue Jays, playing the anchor in that defense. Normally belongs to David Griggs. Griggs was injured for a few games this year. Brian McMahon early playing back there for Elmhurst. Tyler Faring's come on, had a strong debut season. He's kind of won that starting defensive role for the Blue Jays as well.
Elmhurst up a goal in the first half, 20 minutes in. Throw in for Millikin. Price tried to play give and go with Walton. Snyder to the right edge. Edwards stuffed. Austin Haas will start the break. Haas looks up and he'll aim it behind Sterner. Here's McMahon. Over towards Thurman. Quick one touch and done. Griggs retreating. John Reglan shouting out, push up. Reglan, a very strong freshman season for Elmhurst in goal. 13 matches, 3 shutouts, 1.01 goals against average. A little short on the crossing attempt from right. Haas in the midfield, head up. Denied by a ball. Haas looking for Miller. Miller into the box. And a corner upcoming as that is played out off of Schneider. .23-18 remaining. Third corner for Elmhurst in the matchup. This one on the near side with Matt Sterner. Blue Jays have set up. And it is short. Sent away by Jack Graves. Wright will head it into the box. The right foot of Thurman just missed. Remains a 1-goal Elmhurst advantage with 22.5 to play in the first. Nesseman to midfield. 8th meeting between Elmhurst and Millikin in men's soccer today. Elmhurst holding a 6-1 advantage in the series. Lone victory for Millikin came in 2006, a 2-1 victory here in Elmhurst. Blue Jays have won 4 in a row, outscoring Millikin 14-3 during that streak. Thurman will have a long throw in here. Given plenty of space as he arcs one up out of the reach of McMahon. Harper will try to steer it. And back to midfield it comes for the diving Fairing. Look out. On the move goes Kevin Price. Price to the box, twisting away from David Griggs. And a slow roller through to the waiting John Regland, who's tested for the first time today.
I'm not sure why Price pulled up on that at all, Tim. He had some speed. Griggs was closing and trying to take away the angle. But if he turned inside, he would have had a much better shot opportunity on John Regland than that.
First shot for Millikin today. With 21:10 to play. Miller a quick restart along the near sideline. Sterner threading the needle with a right foot off the backside of Edwards. And back out it comes. Elmhurst is in the NSCAA Central Region poll for the 3rd time this year, currently ranked 10th. They were as high as 8th earlier on this year. Another opportunity for the Blue Jays.
Diving attempt that time by Harper. Sterner looking for him, trying to feed him from to the far post. Just out of the reach of Harper as he extended that right leg out, trying to redirect that into the net.
Millikin has been shut out on 8 occasions this year, including 6 consecutive matchups entering play this evening. The last goal for the Big Blue came in a 3-2 loss to Franklin on September 26th, so they have not scored at all in the month of October. And an opportunity moments ago. Stewart ball into the box, targeting Price. Price from dead on, and some great help coming in for Brian McMahon.
Again, Millikin unable to pull the trigger here.
Elmhurst wanted a handball, and Kyle Wright will just send it onto the Millikin side. 19:45 to play first half. 1-0 Elmhurst. Tyler Fairing into the night sky. Miller through, chasing is Harper. Bothered by Walton. Harper towards the corner, has it roll out. And a throw in coming for the Blue Jays. Thurman will set it up. Into the box. Cleared away. Now Thurman will try again. And he lost it there. 18:52 to play first half. Elmhurst up a goal. McMahon into the offensive end, dropping off for Harper. And pushed away. Another throw in coming from Millikin deep on their own side with 18:15 to play here on Blue Jay TV. I'm Tim Calderwood with you alongside Kevin Jude. On this chilly Wednesday night, but the rain has held off and the wind really has died down here in the men's contest as well. Fecker over the leaping Price. Down towards right. Starting the offense. Harper, stutter step. Played away. $17:20 to play. First half, Elmhurst up a goal. McMahon reversing. And it's again into the arms of Nesseman. Fecker looks upfield. Right. Ahead for the Blue Jays. Into the box, and Nesseman calls for the keep. Thurman rolls it past McMahon. 16:05 to play. Here's McMahon. McMahon dead on to Sterner. Steering right over towards Madison. Madison has a go right at Nesseman, who knocks it down.
Great look by David Madison, but right into the arms of Nesseman.
Kyle Wright quickly takes away off the turnover. 11 first half shots for Elmhurst. Haas looking for guidance. Here's Griggs with a right foot. Back to right again, through for Sterner. Sterner looking to turn. Out towards Faring. Faring surveying. On the move with 15:10 to play. Faring again. Chips one up towards the box. Off the head of Miller. Towards Sterner, trying to play for himself. Sterner. Out towards Thurman, who will set it up. Thurman. Into the box. Headed away.
Blue Jays being very patient on offense, just looking for that right shot.
Here comes Sterner again, a bouncer to the right. Just couldn't get enough on it. 14:35 remaining first half. 1-0 Elmhurst. Goal kick for Sam Nesseman. Stewart ball tripped up. Walton picks it up. 14:03 first half. Thurman will use his head. And he's forced to back it up to Griggs. Griggs waiting. Over to Thurman. Elmhurst very patient offensively. As soon as I say that, Thurman lost it. Here comes Millikin. And a nice challenge from Thurman. Fecker tries to chest trap. Thurman heads it up in the vicinity of Harper, but out of play. 13:20 to play first half. Walton with a slinger. Ball off to the races, but a goal kick.
Nice job by David Griggs. Just shielding off ball that time. Letting it go over the end line for goal kick.
(12-1), Elmhurst with an advantage in shots here in this first half. Regland with the goal kick. Pinballed around. Sterner offside again.
This time he was. Yeah, he was about 2 steps behind the defense that time. No doubt about that one.
Fourth time that Elmhurst has been caught off here in the first half. 12:20 to play. Miller unloads to Sterner. He'll twist it up towards the box, and it's headed back to Nesselman. High short kick from Nesselman with the wind. Sterner, far side towards Harper. Traps, controls. Thurman, waiting. Back towards Harper, into the box. And again, defended nicely by Millikin.
Millikin's doing a very good job on defense here, Tim. Blue Jays have had so many opportunities, but the only goal the Big Blue have allowed so far has been the set piece off the free kick.
11.5 to play in the first. Handball off of Haas. Quick restart for Millikin. Trying to take advantage of numbers. Ball in the middle, onside is Price. Price towards Regland. And a good job defensively by Thurman.
Excellent job by Thurman. Slowed him down, but did not pull him down for a penalty kick. Millikin been threatening a couple times here the last few times. Kevin Price, some good speed down the middle.
Price, just a sophomore out of Farmer City, Illinois. 2 goals this year for Millikin, second on the team. Regland with the goal kick. So we near 10 minutes to go in this first half. Elmhurst with a 1-goal advantage. Price again, targeting ball. Slowed up on the play by the newly entered Andrew Witzowski. Thurman with a long throw for the Blue Jays. Headed onward. Brian McMahon.
Man tried to squeeze his way through 4 defenders. He got through the first 3, but finally stood up by the 4th man.
Into the Elmhurst bench with 9:40 remaining. Kyle Smith in a challenge. Snyder taking his time. Passed ball who falls to the turf here at Barron's Park. And it's Kyle Smith off to the races. Kyle Smith waiting for Witzowski. Coming near side towards Miller. Through for Witzowski. Miller back towards the box. Playing to himself. Serving through and missing wide left off the foot of Sterner. 13th shot of the half for Elmhurst. 8:45 remaining. Substitutions for Millikin. Nick Cellini jogging on. Also entering is Kevin Doggan.
Not a deep bench at all for Millikin, just 3 subs to choose from.
$8:15 to play in the half. Elmhurst with 13 shots, but only 1 goal here in the first against Millikin. Trying to make it 3 consecutive victories. Kyle Wright with a left foot, targeting Kyle Smith, who chases down. He'll back it up towards Thurman with the right foot. Into the box. Cleared away. Here's McMahon from dead on. McMahon turning towards Miller. Posted to the far side, and it's headed on by Smith directly at Nesseman. Sixth shot on goal for Elmhurst. The 5th save for Nesseman in the half. 7:20 to play in the first. And again, it's Elmhurst with possession. Smith and Thurman, a little give and go. Thurman into the box and a goal kick. With 7 minutes to play in the first. Tim Calderwood with you on Blue Jay TV. Thurman will watch it roll into the thin Millikin bench. And he'll spin one into the air. Brought down by Ball. Back over towards Dodgen. Miller outside the box, into the box, off of McMahon and out of play with 6 minutes to play. Elmhurst remains up a goal. Dylan Schwartz lost it, and Kyle Smith will work it in the midfield for Haas. Haas waiting. Advancing it towards Thurman. McMahon to Thurman again. Right edge. Thurman into the box.
Blue Jays just seem to be looking like they're trying to get that perfect goal opportunity with some sharp passing. And Millikin has been there defensively. Credit Millikin for keeping this a 1-goal game right now. Elmhurst has had the pressure, but the Big Blue doing a very solid job defensively.
Throw in for Thurman. Elmhurst will treat it as a corner kick with less than 5 minutes to play. Long throw off the head of McMahon, but a foul first.
Too much contact there by the Blue Jays. We're down to 4:40 in the opening half.
Haas collides with Ball. Back to Griggs. Again crossing midfield. Right to McMahon. Twisting free. Right at the center line. Backing it up towards Faring. Millikin not really pressing ahead right now with 4 minutes to play in the half. It's at the feet of Sterner. Towards Smith. And calling for the keep is Nesseman. With 3:43 to play in the opening half. Elmhurst has made an early goal stand up. Brian McMahon. Challenged by Ball. All over the place here for the Big Blue.
That one read by two Blue Jay defenders. Witzowski was there to win the header on the throw-in. Kyle Wright was sprinting in as well.
Eads will spin it left edge. Griggs advancing. Now it's McMahon on the move. Out wide towards Kyle Smith. Out of the box is Nesseman. And a corner upcoming for Elmhurst.
Good job by Millikin's defense to break that up, because that could have been goal number 2 for the Blue Jays as Nesseman came charging out. And I believe it was Jamias Walton who was able to get a leg on it and poke that one over the end line for a corner kick.
Thurman with the corner. Griggs with a header. Back to Thurman. That was Smith, rather. And with 2:08 remaining, a goal kick upcoming for the Big Blue here in the first half. 14-1, Elmhurst with an advantage in shots. Settled down by Miller. Less than 2 minutes to play, and a little shaken up is Miller as well. Millikin throw in. Faring uses his head. Chested down by Witzowski. And poked away. .110 remaining. Sterner can't find it. Looks like we're going to have a stoppage here.
Do we stop it or no?
I never saw the... I don't know what the whistle was for. There was no sub at the table.
No, there was no indication to stop the clock either as far as I saw. So
maybe he's just trying to back up the throw-in spot. .33 seconds to play in the half.
Another opportunity here for Elmhurst. Just before the half, a long throw in for Miller.
A last gasp, headed in front, and chipped away. Faring has it. He's the only body around. And he'll drive it in towards the box. We're under 10 seconds to play in the half. In is Griggs. And a last-ditch opportunity is no good. So it is Elmhurst with a 1-goal lead at the half, despite outshooting Millikin 14-1. Matt Sterner, the lone goal on a free kick. Halftime here at Barron's Park. We'll have the second half coming your way in moments on Blue Jay TV.
The balance with athletics in school, it's just, with me, I did it all throughout high school, so I needed to do sports in order to stay focused. I run cross country in the fall and track in the spring. I was injured my freshman year and I just felt like so off track. It didn't feel natural. Like I think a lot of the students coming from high school and coming to D3, it's like what they need to stay focused. I mean, if you could do it in high school, you could do it here. The bigger schools, you don't have the coach time like you do here. You can just join the team and just have fun. We actually just went to Tennessee for a spring break trip, so it was different. It was a lot of fun being able to travel. We had 2 first-place finishes, so it was kind of impressive. It's nice having like that other family aside from like, you know, being at home because you're with them all the time. Don't be afraid to go out there and try new things.
With a 1-goal lead over Millikin. Tim Calderwood alongside Kevin Judy on this Wednesday. Elmhurst outshot Millikin 14-1 in the first half, but only 1 goal, and it was on a set piece. Matt Sterner came very early in the first half as well.
Bluejays are going to get a chance right off the bat to threaten here.
4 first-half corners for Elmhurst.
And another one to start here. Looks like that's David Madison going to take it.
Headed high from Austin Haas.
Aiming for Haas from the far side that time. Haas just sends it too high.
First shot for Haas today. Sam Nesselman remains in goal for Millikin. John Regland on the flip side for Elmhurst. Only shot for Millikin was on goal in the opening 45. They've got to try to do a better job, I think, of possessing here in the second half. They've done pretty well defensively. But you got to think that if you're going to continually allow opportunities, that eventually goals are going to start to come for Elmhurst. Thurman tripped up outside the box, and speaking of, a golden opportunity here for the Blue Jays.
That's exactly what Thurman did against Wheaton on Saturday, Tim. Was that time he got around his defender, got around 2 defenders doing that same thing, just spinning, controlling the ball, marched in before finding McMahon. Instead, a great opportunity.
Madison, short, but it's back to Madison again in the box. And zoinked out of play off of Stephen Eads. Two minutes into the second. Elmhurst, 7-5-4, 2-1-2 in the CCIW. Millikin winless, 0-15. 0-5 in the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin. Lobbed in towards the box. Volleyball around, out of play, and guess what? Another corner for Elmhurst. This will be the 6th of the night, and again it'll be David Madison with the honors.
I'm sure Dave DiTommaso would feel much more comfortable if the Blue Jays can just get 1 more goal here early. As much as you control the pace in the first half, Millikin did have a couple opportunities. And like I said, Elmhurst really not able to generate a goal just yet, Tim. Everything was, the first one was on a set piece where it was after the free kick.
Harper twisted away. Here's Sterner. Just missed.
Didn't miss that one by much. Sterner sends it high, though.
Three minutes into the second. Some intense pressure from Elmhurst to start. Griggs in the back of Kevin Price. Thurman carrying into the offensive end. Broken up by Jameis Walton. Stuart Ball with a few first half opportunities for the Big Blue. Giving chase is Velasquez. Here's Ball. Dead on. Targeting another man, Kevin Price, who had a solid first half for Millikin. Now here comes Sterner. Sterner off to the races. Sterner is onside. Sterner in the box. Out to challenges Nesseman. Sliding stop.
Great save by Nesseman coming out to challenge. Sterner able to just sprint past the defense that time and almost gave the Blue Jays a 2-goal cushion.
And a foul against the Blue Jays.
Well, score updates from around the CCIW. Some good matches going on right now, Tim. Illinois Wesleyan and Wheaton dead even at 0-0. Scoreless out in Wheaton. North Park trailing Carthage right now just before halftime. Just 10 minutes to go in the Wheaton-Illinois Wesleyan match.
Tie doesn't really do Wheaton a whole lot of good either.
The Thunder sitting in the 5 spot at 2-2-1. Elmhurst 2-1-2 right now. Thunder need to get a victory here. Now Wheaton will close out the season at Millikin. But if the Thunder tie, then they're looking at a best case finish of 3-2-2.
Griggs thwarts the Millikin chance.
Might see some very interesting tiebreaker scenarios come into play here down the stretch, depending on how this breaks out.
Thurman takes away.
Potential for a tie between Wheaton and Illinois Wesleyan in the CCIW standings. And if they tie in the regular season, well, then you probably got to go back and see who finishes first and see how you did against them.
That's why you never want to leave it to chance. Always decided on the field.
Well, that's why it's in the Blue Jays' hands right now. Win out, and you're going to get in at 4-2-1. Usually
dangerous. Reglan out of the crease. And bouncing away from the wide open Kevin Price. Initially it was Stewart Ball. Reglan came out to challenge and it deflected towards Price.
Another good opportunity for Millikin.
He's Kevin Jude. I'm Tim Calderwood with you on this Wednesday here in Elmhurst. Barons Park, the site for the final home match of the season for the Elmhurst College men's soccer team.
Again, that's a reason why when Millikin threatens like that and you wish you had more than just that one goal right now. The Blue Jays have knocked on the door a lot, but just inability to put that second ball into the net. They've had their chances, and Millikin just kind of almost, you hate to say, biding their time, looking for the right chance.
Harper in a challenge. Sterner out to Thurman. He'll poke it into the box and high.
Elmhurst outshooting Millikin 18-2, but both Millikin chances have been on goal and made the Blue Jays work here.
Busy day for Sam Nesseman in net.
6 saves already for the Big Blue keeper.
Nesseman is a senior for Millikin.
Elmhurst, like we said, have been pushing forward all day long, really control the pace and the tempo in the opening half in the first 8 minutes or so here. Millikin looking almost just like a quick counterattack team. They need to get one more to feel a little more comfortable and then work with a 2-goal advantage. Like I said, credit Millikin's defense. They have done an excellent job of, well, Elmhurst has controlled the pace, but the Millikin has kept them off the scoreboard other than that set piece.
Sterner giving chase off of the attempt from Miller. This is chipped up and to the left. Another corner upcoming for the Blue Jays. It'll be their 7th of the match. Matt Sterner, it looks like, will take this one.
Saw this in the second half. Of last week's game, Saturday's game against Wheaton. Sterner took the corner kick, connected with Ken Miller in tight.
Sterner waits, chips it up short, headed away off the noggin of Fecker.
They're looking for McMahon that time.
And the flag is in the air for offside.
Score update. Out in Wheaton, the Thunder have jumped on the board now over Illinois Wesleyan 1-0 in the 84th minute. Adam Blackman, the goal scorer for Wheaton.
35-45 remaining. Sam Nesselman restarting play for Millikin.
Meanwhile, North Park Carthage is at the half. Carthage leading 1-0.
Sterner with a chest trap. Racing in his right towards Miller. Back to right. Out for a throw. Miller with a high one. Off the head of McMahon. Bounced around in front of Nesselman. Out towards Harper. Looking for McMahon again. Ball is there. And this is headed towards Nesselman, who will scoop it up. Ten minutes into the second half. It remains a one-goal Elmhurst lead. Haas over towards Madison. Harper's onside. Harper looking, waiting. To the box and through. Cleared away.
Just getting back in time was Millikin. Zimmerman making a long run to come back, because otherwise that was ticketed to Brian McMahon's right foot.
But it will set up the fourth corner of the half for Elmhurst in the first 10 minutes.
Matt Sterner will take it again for the Blue Jays.
They bluffed as though they were going to play short. Now Sterner drives it into the box, off of Walton. Sterner in position again to set it up. How about another corner kick upcoming? This off of Fecker.
This will be corner number 9 for Elmhurst.
Sterner. Deep and past everybody.
So I'm aiming for the far post, but too strong. And now here comes Millikin on the counter.
He'll just blast it ahead. Madison with inside position on Grant Edwards.
Nicely done by David Madison, slowing down Edwards, preventing a run from the far side.
32:50 remaining. A foul against Elmhurst and a free kick for Millikin. Faring shoulders it away. Here's Madison with plenty of room to work.
Sterner came back to help. Sterner and Madison talking with one another. A little miscommunication between the two. Sterner came back to help, almost maybe even set a pick play almost for Madison. But
Price turning around. And Griggs will clear it. Snyder. In for ball, onside is Price, into the box, and into the back of the net. Millikin has broken their scoreless drought. The Big Blue tie it with 32:08 remaining.
thought that was Kevin Price, the man with the goal.
Millikin has evened the matchup at a goal apiece on the board with 32:08 remaining. And after all of the domination by Elmhurst, the Big Blue have found a way to tie the score. It only takes one after all the opportunities that Elmhurst has failed to make good on.
That's what we said. If you let them hang around too long, eventually they might just catch you. And just like we said, counterattack team that time for Millikin. Coming back with numbers in a counterattack and getting the goal.
It's now one apiece. Spun onward by Edwards. Into the Elmhurst bench, a throw in for Millikin. Now the Big Blue have an awful lot of confidence. That is the first goal they've scored in CCIW play this year. 31:05 remaining. They had been scoreless for almost 600 minutes entering play today. That streak extended over 600 minutes with the scoreless first half. But we are even at a goal apiece. Jameis Walton. Circling out to the right edge. And a throw in for the Blue Jays. Let's see how Elmhurst responds.
Elmhurst can't have a tie tonight, Tim, knowing that they're trying to get themselves into the CCIW tournament.
There is a lot of time remaining as we come up on 15 minutes into the second half. But when you record 18 shots and have only one goal, worse yet, have only allowed 3 shots total but are even at a goal apiece. Don't want to see that happen. Dave DiTommaso urging on his troops. Here's a throw in towards the box, headed away. And knocked into the air by Stephen Eads. Austin Haas will give chase. Haas brings it down. Thurman turned around. Harper has it out of play.
See if the Blue Jays start playing with a little sense of urgency now to try to find that second one and get themselves back in front. They had the lead for the majority of the game, scoring relatively early off Sterner's free kick.
Into the box, dangerously, past Nesseman, who didn't see it until the last possible moment.
It was ticketed for the far post, almost thrown into the box off the bounce from Thurman.
Miller towards the post. Redirected by McMahon to the right side of the net. Nesseman short with his goal kick. Miller flanked by Ball.
And now we'll have the foul. There was contact before, it was play on because Miller still had the advantage. And now after the takedown, there'll be the foul called here, and the Blue Jays with a good opportunity here again.
About 30 yards away, very close to where Elmhurst was able to score in the first half. Sterner again on a free kick.
Too high.
Way too high. A little rest up against the fence behind the goal. Enrique Biscolo is entered for Elmhurst. 27:45 remaining. Biscolo to the floor.
Sandwiched between a pair of Millikin players that time.
Thurman eases ahead to Harper. Through for Thurman. Right edge of the box, into the box. And it never reached the intended target, Thurman. Here's Miller on and knocked down by Nesseman.
Nesseman almost all kinds of trouble with that one. Bobbled that one, and McMahon was closing. And the Blue Jays with a near turnover here.
7th save for Nesseman in goal. And a throw in for the Big Blue. And this 1-1 affair.
Wheaton has put away Illinois Wesley now 1-0.
McMahon will take his time. Haas past Sterner and bouncing to Nesseman. Buscolo into challenge. Walton turning away. Stephen Eads lost it. McMahon into Sterner. Kyle Wright towards the box. And a foul against Elmhurst. Just the 5th foul against the Blue Jays here tonight.
Relatively clean game.
25:44 remaining in this 1-1 matchup.
9 fouls total between the two teams. 5 on Elmhurst, 4 on the Big Blue. One of those resulting in Elmhurst's goal.
Harper into the offensive end. Switching gears to McMahon. Back wide to Thurman. Thurman to Buscolo. To the box looking for Miller. Poked away. Wright retreats. Elmhurst with 20 shots and only 1 goal. Millikin with 3 shots and a goal. Sterner tried to buy the call. No whistle.
Contact, but it looked like he had all ball on just the deflection.
Thurman off to the races. Ball on him defensively. Thurman into the box. Sliding tackle from Ball to slow it up. Thurman will serve it through. Dangerously deflects off of Snyder to Nesseman.
Nobody's there for the Elmhurst on these crossing attempts. Just 3 blue jerseys that they're trying to put through. Nobody's at the near post. Everyone's going to the far post.
Buscolo serves it through. Sterner is onside. Sterner settles in the box. He looks for help, has Harper coming. Harper back towards Sterner, out of his reach. And Millikin will take over. 23:45 to play. 1-1 match in regulation.
Blue Jays just haven't been able to utilize their speed against the Big Blue defense. Had a few opportunities like that, but not able to get in position. 20 shots, 9 corner kicks, just 1 goal for Elmhurst. Long throw in coming for Ken Miller now. So we're approaching the halfway point, or the midway point of this half.
Miller dinged around to Buscolo. Back out and just missed.
Deflected off of Millikin. I believe this should be another corner kick for Elmhurst.
It is. It was off of McMahon's foot. Or that was Haas, rather, with the attempt for the Blue Jays. And the deflection really almost helped Elmhurst. Buscolo with the corner. Booming.
Elmhurst had packed the box, and now an opportunity for Millikin. The corner didn't get through, and a nice job to break up the rush by Wright.
McMahon towards Thurman. He's offside. That is the 6th time Elmhurst has been caught offside today.
Well, they've been trying to use that speed. They just can't time it just right.
.22:10 to play. Eads takes it away, plays it through. And a goal kick upcoming for Elmhurst.
Just starting the second. Yeah.
1-1 in the second half here. 21:37 left. Reglan with the goal kick. And it's in amongst the Elmhurst coaching staff.
Kyle Wright just making sure that Millikin didn't keep that ball in play and get a run. Puts it right off the shelter.
21:10 to play in regulation time. And it looks like a throw-in for Elmhurst deep on their own side. Kyle Wright twisting away. Walton leaps in the air. He tangles with Biscolo. Here comes Sterner.
4-on-4 if Elmhurst hurries.
Sterner missed it. Harper had to make sure he was onside. Never located the ball.
Harper pulled up, was a little slow, almost thinking a little disgusted that the pass didn't get through. Instead, it came right back to him.
Thurman in the box. Backing up. Working on Fechter, who takes away. Here's Haas trying to settle across into the box for Nesseman. Under 20 minutes to play in this 1-1 showdown. Elmhurst scored in the first half. Millikin has scored here in the second to even things up. McMahon into the box, continuing to work. Missed Harper.
Was it deflected? I think it was, though. So it's going to be another corner kick for Elmhurst.
10th of
11th.
The night. Yowzers.
The Blue Jays have had a couple of good looks off the corners, but not a lot.
Piscolo. High to the far post and into the back of the net.
Brian McMahon.
Set up. They've tried it on more than one occasion to look for McMahon off of the corner. And McMahon this time was able to drive it home for his fourth of the year, putting Elmhurst once again back in front.
Give the assist to Biscolo on the corner kick, but Elmhurst jumps back out on top. Brian McMahon, we said we've called his name all game long. They've been targeting him most of the night. And he finally gets one here for the Blue Jays, and it couldn't come at a much better time.
First assist of the year for Biscolo. 2-1 Elmhurst with the advantage.
Goal number 4 on the season now for McMahon.
And now Sterner will try to utilize his speed. Couldn't rid himself of Snyder. And now it's 1-on-2 as he falls to the turf. Biscolo will feed Kyle Smith. A one-touch to Harper, wide open. Harper denied. Nesseman diving to his right.
Oh, that was a pretty touch pass from behind by Kyle Smith. And a great save by Nesseman to keep this one a 2-1 Elmhurst lead.
Velasquez lost it. He'll come in and challenge Harper. Here comes Haas on Velasquez, who tries the turn. Ball with the ball. Into the box, and Reglan lets it ride.
Now that they have an advantage again, you'll see Elmhurst slow the pace down a little bit, take their time.
$17:15 to play. Reglan taking his time before restarting. Off the noggin of Haas. Haas Shoots one near side looking for Harper. That's interrupted by Jack Graves. Bobby Fecker crossing midfield. Millikin looking for a quick counter. Play on according to the referee, and Thurman there to step in. Here's Ball again. Ball through into the box. Ball dead on, changing course against Thurman. And Thurman alertly pokes it over the end line. A corner upcoming for Millikin, their first of the match.
Boy, the speed of Stuart Ball has given Elmhurst all kinds of problems defensively.
He's only a freshman. Ball the leading scorer for Millikin this year. 4 coming into tonight. Scored the equalizer here midway through this second half. Ticking down towards 16 minutes remaining. Buscolo will give chase and watch as it rolls its way out of play. Substitution for Elmhurst. Returning is Ken Miller.
Miller took a little breather for the Blue Jays. He's back now. It's Austin Haas who will come off for Elmhurst. Kyle Smith staying on for Elmhurst.
Fecker forced to play it back to Nesselman.
Good pressure from Matt Sterner that time. Fecker mishandled it. Pascal trying to flip it in over the defense's head and spring Sterner, but Sterner wasn't ready after making that long run before.
Thurman with his head on towards Harper. Millikin playing keep away here, trying to set up with under 15 to play in the regulation. Elmhurst up 2-1. Blue Jays scored very early. Millikin evened it at a goal apiece here in the second half before Elmhurst finally took advantage of their 11th corner kick today. Here's Sterner. Sterner with a chest is tripped up just outside the box. And Dave DiTomaso screaming, how is that not a foul? With 14:23 remaining. Sterner needs to work his way back on side.
Sterner a little slowed. He went down hard to the turf on that last one.
In towards the box. Driven free. And another substitution coming here for Elmhurst as Andrew Witzowski returns. He'll replace Buscolo. Buscolo with the assist right now on the go-ahead goal for Elmhurst. 13:45 remaining. Wright settling down. Now it's Griggs. Facing. Griggs through. McMahon will chase. Settle down. Sent in the air. Backing up on it, Harper. Witzowski. Turning left towards Kyle Smith. And Smith turning around. Back out to Griggs as Elmhurst will try to set it up once more. Thurman turned aside.
Nicely broken up by Millikin, but a long throw and opportunity here for Thurman. 12:45 to go.
Witzowski trying to win it away from Graves. Graves trying to work through for Price. Pressure coming. Out is Reglan, who will knock it away.
Great job. Tyler Faring got a foot on that one and just sped it up backwards towards Reglan, and allowing the freshman keeper to come out and put the boot on it.
12:15 remaining. Another chance for the Big Blue. David Zimmerman Watches it roll its way out of play to throw in for Millikin, who starts to pack in.
Millikin's entire offense so far, Tim, today has been that speed game. Haven't really gotten to see a lot of set pieces here. Deep throw-ins or corner kicks. Just one corner kick on the day.
Walton with the throw. Headed towards the box. And a foul against Millikin. A lot of extracurriculars between Faring and Zimmerman in the box. No stoppage by the referee yet.
Going to talk to both players.
Clock running at 11 and a half.
Regland looked like he was going to play it short, then change his mind. Saw Millikin forward start breaking towards Thurman, instead elects to boot it downfield.
Harper to Sterner. Cycling away. Now it's Thurman. He'll survey ahead to Harper and too much. Under 11 minutes to play. 2-1 Elmhurst. Witzowski back towards Thurman.
Feel this one, the Blue Jays just seem to be playing a little tense here offensively. They know they've got the lead, but Millikin has threatened a couple times, and here they go again with the speed.
Kevin Price with ball behind him. Price against Smith. Chipped up towards the far side. Flag is in the air, offside.
Well, offsides that time was Price.
You're talking about Elmhurst feeling a little tense on the offensive side. Kevin, I think it's because if they make a mistake, Millikin has been able to counter almost every single time tonight.
It's been the speed of Millikin, and like we said, Stewart Ball, so very quick down the middle.
And sure, they haven't all resulted in shots. Millikin with only 3 shots on the board compared to 24 for Elmhurst. But just pushing that little bit of pressure on in a one-goal situation late in a matchup.
Well, Millikin's, only 3 shots, Tim, but how many chances have they had, too, on some good defensive comebacks by the Blue Jays? I go back to that opening breakaway by Ball in the first half where he thought for sure he may have a great run and opportunity for a one-on-one, and he elected to pull up rather than take it in.
And Witzowski tangles up with Ball. Free kick for Millikin with 9:27 remaining.
A little too much shoulder that time.
Free kick for Bobby Fecker, senior out of Dayton, Ohio. Millikin packing tight. Fecker with the left foot, booming towards the right side of the box. Kicked around, looking towards Price and out of play. Off of Elmhurst, a Millikin throw. Walton will have the honors with less than 9 minutes to play. 2-1 Elmhurst. Throw in for Walton. Headed onward. And poked away. Sliding take. Brought down by Graves. And here comes Sterner. Sterner through. Onside is Wisowski, but he cannot work his way around Snyder defensively.
Wow, play on, says the official. That one looked pretty solid to me. And now Witzowski tripped, and now they'll get a whistle from the far side.
Elmhurst trying to build on the 1-goal lead with 8:05 remaining.
I thought for sure we'd get a whistle on the one right before that one.
6th foul against Millikin in the matchup. Matt Sterner will tee it up. Sterner to the box, cleared away.
Nothing on it for that time from Sterner. Too low, able to easily deflect it away by Millikin.
Miller into challenge. Harper aiming wide. Price in the midfield. And Tyler Faring content to hammer it onto the Millikin side with 7:15 remaining. Nesseman will sling towards Graves. Leads the break. Off the chest of Thurman. Thurman surveys, and he'll blast it on through.
You know, with 7 minutes, there's still a lot of time to just try to be taking time off the clock. You'd still like to see the Blue Jays push up a little bit more, but not take anything quite so dangerous.
Substitution for Millikin, Dylan Schwartz, freshman from Peoria.
Got to make sure you have the defense back, to a couple players back to help out on defense. If you can't convert on offense, Millikin's been able to spring their attack on the counter.
Sterner tripped up. 6:23 remaining. Free kick for Elmhurst. Sterner directing traffic. Here's the free kick. Right at Nesseman, who punches it away. Don't know if he was necessarily attempting to punch that away or not.
Kind of surprised he didn't try to just catch that one. It was right into his breadbasket. Not a strong shot. Something he probably could have easily handled. Danger when you punch that back in the middle of the box. There might be a Blue Jay lurking.
McMahon. 5:38 to play. 1 goal Elmhurst lead. Thurman uses his head. Pressure coming from Harper. And McMahon follows suit. 5:20 to play. And dangerously, Reglan is there before both Ball and Price.
Reglan comes sprinting out that time. Saw both of the two Millikin forwards flying at him. And he elects to come out and take away the angle.
Harper's onside. Harper trying to gain position on Graves.
Nice ball.
And a corner upcoming for Elmhurst? No.
Good
Goal
send
kick.
by the Blue Jays. Good opportunity to get Harper free, but nice job defensively to ride him out. Just not able to quite get around his defender and pull the trigger on a good look. 4.5 to go.
Nesseman short to Fecker. Thurman into the air. Here's Ball. He's tripped up. And a foul against Elmhurst with 4:10 remaining. Free kick for Millikin. Referee putting the exact spot for Bobby Fecker. Big loose setup with a wall. Fecker opts to have a go. And it's chipped up in the air. Witsowski uses his cranium not once but twice.
McMahon, smart play, just alertly sends that downfield. Let Witsowski chase after it. Put some pressure on by the Blue Jays, make Millikin waste a little more time. Elmhurst just clinging right now, 2-1 lead. Millikin desperately trying to get something going and get the equalizer.
McMahon takes away, 2-on-3. McMahon stood up by Fecker.
Trying to break through the hole in the Millikin defense, but Fecker doing a nice job.
3 minutes remaining. Here come the Big Blue.
Double teamed by the Blue Jays on defense. Excellent job, Kyle Wright and Tyler Faring.
Kyle Wright. And out for a Millikin throw with 2.5 remaining. Elmhurst has a substitution at the table inside of 5 minutes with the team in front subbing. That would stop the clock on an Elmhurst throw. A Boomer into the box. Reglan out initially.
Just touched back nicely by David Griggs. He can handle a ball that's headed back to him.
Under 2 to play. McMahon settles. Working on Edwards. And a foul against Millikin. Free kick for the Blue Jays with 1:33 left.
Now you can take a few more seconds off on this foul, and instead they like to go quickly. McMahon going to try to waste some time in the corner.
And a throw in for Elmhurst. Clock will stop on the substitution with 1:17 remaining. Kyle Smith exits. Austin Haas returns. Play resumes. And a battle along that near side. And a corner kick upcoming for Elmhurst, the 12th of the match. The last corner was right now the deciding goal in the matchup with under a minute to play. Matt Sterner opts to go short to Thurman.
Blue Jays just going to try to waste some time here, get throw-ins, get corner kicks. They can take a little bit more off the clock each and every time.
40 seconds remaining off the chest of McMahon.
Blue Jays work on this, specific plays, just to waste some time.
And another corner upcoming here with 27 seconds remaining. And again, it's short between Sterner and Thurman. And now a throw-in with 15 seconds left. Down to 5 seconds to play. The ball remains in the corner. Elmhurst just continues to work it out. And with that, the matchup comes to a close. Boy, it certainly wasn't easy today, but the Blue Jays will take the result.
Absolutely.
2-1 victory over Millikin.
A little more interesting than they would have liked here. Millikin's with speed game down the middle, playing havoc with Elmhurst defense. Just some quick counters for Millikin, getting their scoring opportunities. And the Big Blue got the equalizer, but Elmhurst coming back. Brian McMahon heading home the game winner here in the second half for Elmhurst off an Enrique Bascolo corner kick. That's the difference today as Elmhurst continues to put themselves in an excellent spot for the CCIW tournament. Elmhurst now 3-1-2 in league play. We know that Wheaton has beaten Illinois Wesleyan, so they're 3-2-1. So is Illinois Wesleyan. Carthage leading North Park in the second, 1-0. North Park was 4-0-1 entering tonight. Carthage 3-1-1 entering tonight. Could set up a tie at the top between Carthage and North Park. As we head to just one game remaining for the Blue Jays, it's this simple, Tim. You win that game against Augustana, you're welcome to the CCIW tournament.
Elmhurst 8-5-4, 3-1-2 in the CCIW following a 2-1 victory over Millikin this evening here at Barons Park. That will wrap up our coverage on Blue Jay TV. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We're our entire crew. Cameraman Larry, producer-director Glenn, and for my broadcast partner Kevin Jude, I'm Tim Calderwood. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy what's left of your Wednesday nights.